Hi there, Doug Lindsay here with 10 slides in 10 minutes. Your financial questions answered in 10 minutes or less. What happens to your Social Security benefit after your spouse dies? In our examples, we're assuming that you're a married, heterosexual couple and that the husband dies first. There are lots of combinations possible here, but this is the most common one, so we'll use it for studying these rules. Also, sometimes I'll be speaking as if talking to the widow. So say you're married, both 75, both collecting benefits. The husband is getting $2,000 per month and the wife is collecting $1,200, and then the husband dies. After he dies, the larger benefit will continue for you, the wife, his $2,000, but the smaller benefit, your $1,200, stops. These are the basic rules for Social Security survivor benefits. The couple must have been married for at least 9 months, except in the case of an accident. The survivor must be at least 60 to receive a reduced benefit or full retirement age for full benefit. That's 66 for most of you. If you remarry before the age of 60, your survivor benefit stops. But if that marriage ends, you're then eligible for the survivor benefit again. If the second marriage ends in death also, then the widow will have the choice of taking the larger of the two benefits. Finally, if you were married at least 10 years and your ex dies, you are eligible for a divorced spouse survivor benefit. Please note, if you kill your ex and go to prison, prisoners are not eligible for Social Security benefits. A 60-year-old friend of mine was morbidly pleased to discover that after her ex died, she could collect a Social Security benefit. What if your husband dies before he starts his Social Security benefit? Well, if he was under his full retirement age, 66 for most, then you, as the surviving widow, are eligible for the full amount he would have gotten at his full retirement age, usually 66. If instead he was between 66 and 70, then you'll receive the full retirement amount plus any delayed retirement credits earned up to the point of his death. This is calculated per month, not per year. The big assumption here is that you have to wait until your full retirement age for these rules to apply. The survivor benefit calculation gets a little tricky, so follow along carefully. This calculation depends on two variables. The first is when did he start his benefit? The second, when does she start her survivor's benefit? Those two variables create 4 cases, A, B, C, and D. Reminder of 3 acronyms here. FRA means full retirement age. That's 66 for those of you born between 1943 and 1954. PIA is your primary insurance amount or your benefit at FRA, again 66 for most boomers. And finally, DRC is delayed retirement credit, or the 8% per year you earn for waiting to collect each year after full retirement age. On the left are the choices for the widow, and across the top for the deceased husband. Take case A. He started after full retirement age, and so did she. She will receive whatever he was getting when he died. Think back to the first slide where he was paid $2,000 and she was getting $1,200. At his death, she takes over his $2,000 benefit. Take another example in case A. He dies at 68 before claiming. She is 62. She will be eligible for his primary insurance amount plus the 2 years of delayed retirement credits, but only if she waits until 66 or later. Otherwise, if she claims at 62, then she falls into case B because now she is under her full retirement age. Under case B, claiming at 62 means she'll have to take an actuarial reduction and she'll be paid 71.5% of his primary insurance amount. We'll look at a chart on the next slide with these percentage reductions by age. Case C is where husband started before full retirement age, but wife started after full retirement age. She will collect 100% of whatever he was getting, but with a minimum of 82.5% of his primary insurance amount. Say his PIA was $1,000 a month, but he started at 62 and so was getting 75% of his PIA or $750. This does not hit the 82.5% minimum, $825, so she will get this floor of $825 instead. Finally, case D is where both spouses started before their full retirement age. Say they're both 62. This is a complicated situation, so call us and we'll go through it with you. Essentially, there will be a double reduction as both spouses started early. This calculation takes 3 different numbers ordered from smallest to largest, and based on the order, you will receive either the smallest or the middle number, but never the largest. In all cases, this benefit will end up being less than the husband's primary insurance amount. This slide shows the reduction under case B, where the husband was over FRA, but the wife claimed her survivor benefit early before her FRA. For example, say he started his benefit at 70, then died at 71, and she's now a widow at 61. If she starts her benefit now, use this chart and go across from 61 to the percentage of 76.25%. If she waits to 66, it will be the full 100% number. A widow with her own Social Security work history will have 2 benefits from which to choose, her own and her survivor's benefit. She can maximize her benefit by properly timing which benefit she takes first. In order to make the most of Social Security, and assuming that you live past the break-even calculation, determine which number is bigger, your own benefit at 70 or your survivor benefit at 66. Then take the smaller one first, survivor at 60 or your own at 62. Then switch to the higher one later, to your own at 70 if you started survivor first, or to survivor benefit at 66 if you started your own first. For example, let's say your own benefit is $2,500 at 70 and your survivor benefit is $2,000 at 66. If you start survivor benefit at 60, and assuming you're not working, in which case you're still subject to the earnings test, it will be reduced to 71.5% or $1,430. Collect that number until 70 and then switch to your own higher benefit of $2,500. Let's go through a few examples so you can see how this works in action. This is case A. Joe and Julie are both on benefits and married and over full retirement age. He's collecting $2,000 and she's collecting $1,200. Joe dies. Julie calls Social Security and her $1,200 benefit is replaced by the $2,000 survivor benefit. This example has both case C and case D. This time Joe starts at 62, so his benefit is only $1,500. He dies. This works the same no matter what age he was at death. Julie's benefit depends on when she claims. If she is full retirement age, 66 or later, then she falls under case C. Since Joe started early at 62, she will get the larger of his number, $1,500, or the minimum floor of 82.5%, or $1,650 of his primary insurance amount. If she claims at 60, she's starting early, then she falls into case D, which will be less than his $1,500, but the actual calculation is too complicated for this video. This example has both cases A and B, Joe and Julie again. He starts at 70 and is collecting $2,640. Then he dies. If she waits until her full retirement age or later, that is case A, then she will also get the $2,640. But under case B, if she claims early, say as early as 60, use the chart to determine the reduction. She'll get 71.5% of $2,640 or $1,887 per month in survivor benefits. You can see there are many combinations here, but the rules are pretty straightforward most of the time. The bottom line is that if you're looking for longevity insurance, then the person with the larger benefit should wait until 70 to start. Then, after the first spouse passes, this higher benefit remains for the survivor. If she has a choice, the widow takes the higher of her own benefit or the survivor benefit last. If her own benefit is bigger, she'll wait until 70 to take that and can take survivor benefit as early as 60. Remember, the earnings test applies in this case up to age 66. So if she's earning more than about $16,000 per year and starts her Social Security benefit before age 66, then for every $2 over the $16,000, $1 is withheld. Or if her survivor benefit is bigger, then she could start her own benefit as early as 62, earnings test still applies, and switch to survivor's benefit at 66. While both spouses are living, you have excellent planning opportunities here, and then again, additional considerations for the surviving spouse. Call us and we'll do the calculations with you to help plan it out right. That's the end of this session of 10 slides in 10 minutes. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm your host, Doug Lindsay. If you need additional information, remember to go to our website and please tune in to our next session. As always, contact us if you have questions.